Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
So I know we do these kind of regularly, but selfishly, I wanted to call for this one. I think Jason called for the last one. I would like to hear what people are. Well, you can kind of come to me with what are you watching, reading, listening to, and is any of it affecting how you're interacting with these sort of like creative, imaginative spaces of role-playing games? The answer might be no, and you're just reading stuff you like. Anyone? You watching any shows?
Yeah, I'll go first since everybody seems to be thinking about it. I'll talk about two things. A book I'm reading Nane Kwame Gelbrenya's Chain Gang All-Stars.
Okay.
Which is a really cool, it's essentially the penal system, and you can kind of opt out to go fight in the arena more or less. And then if you win so many times, you can get free and so on. It's very, 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 very cool and very, very good. And the storylines that he's writing and how they're coming together, like this one couple's like fans of the extreme sports, you know, and it's like the guy who's like in the meme, like with his hand around the neck, like talking to his girlfriend, you know, like that. It's kind of like that thing. Yeah. And then like getting into the relationships between the links that they call them from the Chain Gang All-Stars. So that's really cool. I've read so much nonfiction this year just for school. And I just recently watched a nonfiction show called Baby Reindeer on Netflix, which is about this Scottish, I think, comedian in London who has a stalker, and then all these things about his dark past. And it was really dark. One of the things that I think is really cool in the show is that every character like has a blatant flaw, himself included. And he talks about how, he shows like all the ways how he enabled this woman in a way to, kind of go after him, and all the lies that he told about how bad it was and stuff like that, to kind of try to hide his own stuff, his own sexuality and all these things. So it was a really good show. I thought it, like from a crafts perspective, it was put together very well, but it was very dark and very hard to watch.
I saw a good portion of it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Jared, you were saying you've actually recently watched something.
Yeah, I'm watching Shogun.
How is that? I keep hearing it's really good.
It is superb.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I have never read it, so it's newish for me. I'm aware of it, but don't really know much of the storyline. So it's been really cool to watch. I'm only about halfway through the first season, but it's been quite enjoyable. I would recommend.
Season 2 and 3 in the works, I just saw.
Yeah. And then watching all of the sports still. Nuggets are going to play Game 7 tomorrow against
time of recording.
Against Minnesota. It's been a crazy series.
Are you okay? Are you feeling
okay?
Know. Jared, I'm worried about you.
I have no idea. I'm just like, have to come to peace with just whatever happens tomorrow happens. That's all you can do.
And how are you feeling about the Broncos after the draft?
I was saying to Jason and Ryan on the way up, I was like, when you draft a quarterback in the first round, it's like, the idea is like, oh, this guy's going to come save your franchise.
Right.
But I was like, well, maybe if they just build around him like the Niners did with Brock Purdy, then that's maybe a better blueprint for success for this team. So we'll see. I'm optimistic. I'm not like super hopeful. I don't think they're going to be good then next year, but optimistic.
It's tough to have a rookie like carry the whole team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like, you're not going to win games. Not a lot of games. And then I recently again watched, only for the second time, Across the Spider-Verse.
Dude, I just watched it for the first time last week.
For the first time?
For like a week or two ago, and then I got you to watch it.
We both just watched it last week.
It's so good, right?
It was so
fucking good.
It was like annoyingly good.
Yeah. It's like really
like in a way. Like
it was like, damn, this is just as good as the other one they made. Like,
yeah, you think like after the first one, you're like, it'll probably be good.
Because that's how Spider-Man movies have gone.
And some people were super mad about the ending. I loved that.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Didn't they do multiple endings?
They did multiple versions in different theaters.
Endings? Yeah.
I've only seen one, so
yeah.
I don't know how you can get the alternate versions anymore.
You just keep pressing play on Netflix over and over until you get it. But there's so much stuff going on. Like, are you really going to notice? Like, I wonder how different they were. I need to dig into that to see how different they were. But there's probably somebody filming it in the theater on
it's
YouTube
probably
or
on
something you
YouTube,
can check
yeah.
out.
For sure.
It's always fun for me to talk about that one. A guy that I used to play, I mean, like, we were just like friends, period. But a guy that I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with and a bunch of other games was on the audio team for the sound design team for that movie. And it's always interesting to hear him talk about it. But it's always fun to hear about it. I'm like, oh, my buddy worked with it. Like, we stayed around after I always try to watch the credits, but like the whole time just hunting for his name in the credits. And I was like,
That's awesome.
I know that name.
That's
That was
cool.
a super fun moment. That's a really good movie, though.
It's so
really
good.
good.
Very good.
Anyone else reading, watching? And then you know what? Well, we just have two. Is any of that affecting how you're interacting with sort of creative or imaginative spaces
I got to
at
take
all?
a break from nonfiction.
Yeah.
Like hardcore, have to take a break. There's for some reason I can go to Alien and watch all 6 of those movies straight and not have my mental health affected because
Sure.
it's sci-fi, it's fiction. But then when you're reading these stories about stuff that's super real, like even the Chain Gang All Stars is a fictional story, yet the parallels to real life are super real. But
exactly
it's just
what's
easier
happening with the
Yeah,
Russians right now.
Mhm.
So this is a nice escape then from all the
This
real
is
stuff.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's really impacting. I mean, I feel like our characters right now are somewhat fleshed out, and I don't want to say fully fleshed out, but I think I'm more relying on the events in the story to kind of
Sure.
determine what that looks like moving forward.
Jason, what do you got? You're always
I
reading
think
or watching
Jane was
something.
about to say something.
I was just going to say that this is not at all like reading or watching, but it was like a real life thing that made me think about this game, which was we were recently on a trip in Sweden and we went to a castle and they had like you couldn't go into it, but you could like look into where like the entrance to their actual dungeon in the castle. Which it was like, it's a bad thing. Like it's in all fiction, like they got thrown in the dungeon and it's bad. But it was like looking at this like tiny fucking like rocky, horrible little hole in the ground. I was like, this is horrifying. And James was like, is this giving you Kingmaker vibes? And I was like, yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
But and it's also wild where it's like upstairs, you have this like lavish, amazing like palace kind of thing. And then there's just this horror. And then you could read the stories of like people that got thrown down there for a year or more, whatever. And it was one of those things where I was like, oh, it really does kind of put into context that like what these characters do and where they go for us. We're like, ha ha ha, like we're in this dungeon. But it's also like, it's horrible in there.
Yeah.
The story is terrible.
Is that why you're reluctant to chain yourself up when you turn into a werewolf in the dungeon?
Yeah. I'm like, just let me rampage around the forest.
For
Like,
training purposes.
yeah. Training purposes only.
It's the power of the state becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this is fun. We can do really fucked up stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's not really a hot take to be like, the dungeon was horrible, but it was kind of weird to see it in person. But watching, I was just saying I've been watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the new TV version with Donald Glover. That one's really fun. I recently watched and really liked The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh yeah,
That was a
really
lot more
fucking
fun
good.
than I thought it was going to be. Which I mean, Guy Ritchie movies are always fun. But yeah, I'm not reading a lot right now. I'm reading a nonfiction about like the history of witchcraft and witch trials. And that's been really interesting. But
What's
like
that
similarly, it's called Witchcraft, A History in 13 Trials. And similarly, it's one that I'm really enjoying. I think it's really good. And it's cool because it's kind of like a departure from the Salem witch trial, like things we all know. And it talks a lot more about like hundreds of years before that, what was happening in Europe and then other parts of the world. And just a lot with like indigenous populations and how that was affected. But I'll read a few chapters and then I'm like, I need to take a break from this. Like, this is so heavy.
So I'm still working through the stories about the women that Jack the Ripper killed, because it's fucking tough, right? Like I think I've mentioned the story is that they're all prostitutes, and that's not necessarily the case. And Victorian London was horrible for poor people. And yeah, I had to put it down. I'm now on the 3rd book of The Expanse. Sibylla Byrne, right?
Yeah, God, those are good books.
Doors and corners.
So good.
Doors and
the Doors
Corners.
and Corners. That just started. He just said Doors and Corners to him as they went through the gate.
It's such a fun
Spoilers.
series.
It's a great series.
I just finished the 7th book.
The show is great.
Is that the final one?
No, I lied. I just finished the 6th book and just started. I'm going to do Persepolis Rising after, which is book 7.
8 or 9 is.
I don't know what
it's
the
9.
final book is, but the final book is I finally finished it like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's one of the few series I was like, wow, they really like genuinely stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I tried watching the TV show, but I had just read the first book, and I was like, this just isn't
It's
the
so
same.
good.
I went the other way around.
Yeah, I think you got to watch the show and then read the book. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll see what else because, and I mean, it's not because of this game. It's because Starfinder's coming out.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
started watching
Mhm.
Battlestar Galactica again, and I'm just as hooked to that shit as when we watched it Ryan, the first time. Like
So hooked.
in
It
the
was like a
on the
boat-wide
boat.
phenomenon.
Yeah,
we
it
were
was.
all watching it.
It's like you got up and
Was
you
that
went
not
on
just
watch,
too real?
And
Yeah, I
you
was gonna
talked.
say.
That's the other thing. Is
Yeah.
that they're all
Yeah.
stuck in a tube too.
Yeah.
There were some similarities to the situation.
Especially at
It's
the
really
beginning.
interesting that you bring that up because my wife had a bunch of friends from Charlie's school over and they're all asking me questions about submarines. And I'm so like, oh, I was on a submarine.
So am I.
We were underwater for thousands of hours.
For years
That's
of our
weird.
lives.
Did you realize you were underwater? I was like, I mean, I guess so. Like, I just didn't.
You
like,
blocked it out.
There's something wrong with us. No,
Trauma.
there's something wrong with us.
Yeah.
People who think that because people are like, I could never do that, and I was like, that's the litmus test right there. If you're like, nope, but if you're like, hey, do you want to be in a submarine? I was like, yeah, I guess so. Cool. Like,
I told him it sounds boring at first.
yeah,
And some officer with a really good schedule of deployments talked
Mm-hmm.
me into it.
yeah, really good deployment schedule. But yeah, just like when people are like, well, what was it like? I was like, it was just really boring. And they're like, well, tell me about this. And then you're telling me about that, and then you can see that they're just fascinated. And I'm like, I mean, it's just high pressure air blowing water out of the tanks and making the boat go up. Like, what's the big deal?
Punching
like,
holes in the water.
Punching holes in the water. It's so, yeah, it's just interesting how
Okay.
benign it feels.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say though, rewatching it, there's a few times where like a leadership thing will pop up or something will happen and I'll pause it and tell Jessica like a sea story. Or
Yeah.
I would have fucking punched that guy in the throat if he ever said that to me. Like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are some similarities. And I would say submarines specifically to spaceships
Yeah.
in sci-fi because they're like an enclosed space in an
Yeah.
area you can't.
You can't just
Get out
go
and-
The
outside.
outside will
yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had a really productive reading because I think we talked last time we did the check-in because like it's been a few months, but did pretty good in February. I did like Psalm for the Wild Built and Between Two Fires, which was really good. But in the last few weeks, let's see, I did Old Man's War by John Scalzi, which was honestly like really fun for a popcorn. I guess there's more in the series. I'll have to check them out, but that was like a really quick, easy read. I did I'm almost done now. We did the first two in like the Murderbot series, which are really short and quick. The first one I thought was fun, but it didn't stick with me as much. The second one, though, is really growing on me a ton
I
because it's
just put it on hold in the library.
So here's what I'll say. The first one's good and like
I've
they're
read
so
the first
short.
one.
So yeah, the second one, it to me felt like you were getting into more of like it reminded me a lot of the like pick generic author that writes ongoing series about a character that like solves crimes but isn't a detective sort of
Right.
fit. And now I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a robot Jack Reacher sort of thing with different, with much more progressive politics.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Did that, and then I also just I'm like halfway through Gardens of the Moon, and it is one of the most fascinating pieces of fantasy I've read. So it's from this 15-book series called The Tales of the Malazan Fallen. And the best way I've ever had it described is someone said, like, what if the pitch for a fantasy series was World War II, and like book one was following a bunch of stuff around a battle in Northern Europe in these 5 years. And then book two was following 2 or 3 different groups of people that all were important to a battle in the Pacific over these 3 years. Book four was following the politics of this thing back home. And so the first 5 books only share commonalities in characters if they're the names of people high up in organizations that are affecting the situations. And it's wildly good. It's one of those things that I was telling Jane where I'm like, it does something I fucing hate. And I love it in this book. Like I'm 200 pages in before the actual plot's starting.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
However, every 50 pages is like new characters. And normally I'm like, just get on the story. Like I don't want all this setup. But the author has done such a good job of not making meeting the character setup. You just jump into lives that feel fleshed out and compelling at the point you're joining them enough, or it's just really interesting little bits of characters and people that you're following along. And you're starting to watch them all spiral in on the last free city on this continent that the Empire is invading. The people who live there, the people who are in, like, the main characters is a group of, like, specialists that are sort of on the out because they were in with the further regime and they keep getting these assignments basically knowing that someone just wants to see them quit or killed. and you're just watching them. You're watching loyalists in the military above them. You're watching an internal affairs group doing something separate. It's also like in a fantasy world in which gods are real and present, but it's not like people worship them super directly, but the gods are starting to meddle, which then attracts other gods. It is fascinating fucking book, and I cannot speak highly enough about it, but it is also not a book that I can say like, everyone should read it, because it's like, yeah,
Right.
200 pages in, and there's like 14 different plots of characters, but I fucking love it.
I
It's
will say,
really
when we were
interesting.
talking about this, it did give me an idea for something that we should all do
Mhm.
as a maybe like a Patreon thing or like an exclusive thing.
Nancy Drew.
Yes, absolutely. That's why you're my favorite. No, but we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we kind of took this like region around the kingdom and had all of us write like a different story because like just the idea of a story being about the area, or like not so much about like a set of main characters, but if we had like little tableaus or like little kind of anthology things going on around the area of our kingdom that each of us had written separately, I think would be really cool.
That'd be cool.
I'm in.
I also forgot, I'm at like 250 hours of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom right now.
Oh shit.
I've gotten every shrine and Lightroot and Sky Island. I've gotten so much shit done.
How many mechs have you built?
You know what? I don't. I like to like walk around and be a demigod on my own. Like I do build some stuff, but like once you get the schematics, Nolan though is like, you got to build a tank. And I'm like, all right, maybe after I beat the game. But yeah, I have the story, the main guy to beat. But I've played the shit out of that game. I really should be like Twitching this shit.
Honestly, yeah.
You should have.
Yeah.
My contribution is also video game, because I really have not been delving too much into books or TV shows or movies even. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
I still haven't touched it. I need to
It's a
play that
great
game at some
It
point.
is great. I never finished the story, so I want to like hammer through and actually finish the story this time. I know what happens, but yeah,
Doesn't-
it's so
That's awesome.
enjoyable.
Doesn't Tenacious D have a whole song about like, I don't
Dude,
play video
video
games
games.
anymore, but I do play Red Dead
It's
2.
one of my
Yeah, it's
so
favorite
funny.
fucking songs that they've put out. Ever.
Well,
Oh, Tenacious D.
Yeah, the video
Yeah.
game. song.
Yeah.
speaking of songs, let's go over to Syrinscape. And
What is it?
and you know what? I think because I'm the GM and I can do whatever I want. God, it's such a good feeling, isn't it?
So annoying.
I don't know what that means.
So annoying. I hate it.
Never felt that in my life.
So I think I'm actually going to skip us a little bit ahead, because we ended the last episode with all of you going to sleep, Candlemere out in the western distance. And like, look, I don't think you're going to Candlemere, right?
That's
So I think
where
we're actually going to start this episode with you on the shores of Candlemere Lake looking in at the island. Unless all of you like wanted to do something between here and there.
At night, right?
I just wanted to thank Junior for joining our watch rotation so we can get
More, yeah.
better sleep.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
It's an important thing.
Yeah, it really is. Just like being 4 section versus 3. Yeah. It's like such a big difference.
But you know what? Speaking of time of day, I think it's probably like mid-morning. But I think we should look at the weather. You all want to roll some weather with me? I feel like this is a
Absolutely.
really
Let's do
cinematic
it.
moment.
Hell yes.
Who wants to roll some dice for me?
I mean, I would love to.
Go
Jason, I feel like
yeah.
that's you.
All right, go ahead and roll just a d20 for me. Do a flat check for me.
And just make sure it's raining.
9.
9? All right, it's a clear day. You're good.
Boring. No, I'm just joking.
Hey,
It
look,
is
that's
kind of boring. I was going to be
Yeah.
like, you get a late spring snow.
Tornado.
Can you just do like
Yeah,
tennis ball
tornadoes.
size hail? Like
Yeah.
there is thunder, but you can't tell where it's coming from.
Is there not global warming in this world?
I mean, look, this is probably why this kingdom's like, there's a value in settling these lands. It's good weather. You can
Good
farm
weather.
here, you can
Yeah.
hang out. That's why people come to Colorado. It's good weather in Colorado.
Yeah.
A lot of sunshine.
True.
All
They'll
right.
fuck with you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
So you're looking in. What's your plan for how to get to that? You can see the island looking in. It's, a little ways fucking in.
Charge full steam ahead.
Yeah, just on top of the water.
Arthur in the front.
Just swimming in column.
Yeah.
Did we
Let me see what
bring
I
the
got.
kayak? The canoe?
The Zodiac. Let's blow it up.
Is this...
What I've drawn on the
Sketch.
table is for when you get to the island in the
Okay,
middle.
Well, I can swim. I don't know about you guys.
I can swim.
Sorry, you all.
Oh, look, I could be better at swimming.
I could be better at swimming
Yeah, it's
too.
not my forte.
I'm getting.
cat-like.
I'm checking the distance for all of you because I think it's not
Yeah, we're trying to get Lucky in the water, and he's
have
like,
a spell. Like how far is it from one side to the?
So you're on the closest side. I need to check how big have I said the hexes are? It's been a while since we've done like hardcore exploration.
12 miles.
12 miles across a hex.
Yep.
Okay,
nothing.
so
Sorry, nothing makes me laugh harder than the visual of Lucky as a person doing cat behaviors, like, refusing to get in the lake.
Yeah.
Like,
He is refusing.
I love the idea that when Lucky gets scared, he just like his back hunches up and he tries to look
Yeah,
big.
His tail puffs
He
in.
like hops
He
sideways.
hisses at people as they walk by.
It's no big deal. It's probably just like half a mile.
In water.
Arthur can
that's
do
a
it.
lot.
Half a mile swim is far.
I mean, I've done a
Arthur's
mile
fine.
swim, but
Yep.
it's a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My
I've done a
dad used to
mile
do what he
swim.
called 5 Mile Friday for swimming.
Wow.
Ew.
Gross.
Wow.
Hard pass.
He
Impressive.
then had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
which is super ironic.
Unrelated.
Right?
Well,
Yeah, super ironic.
yeah.
I'm not trying
Uh,
to make light of your dad's heart
I
attack.
mean, he's
but-
still alive, so
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
All right.
You're not making light of it.
In that way.
Don't worry, he doesn't listen to this.
Yeah.
His
Well, it's
daughter
not
does,
anymore.
though.
It's not that I'm mad, James. It's that I'm disappointed.
Yeah, right.
All right, so what's the plan?
We really didn't bring, because we knew we were coming
We
here.
said
Like,
we didn't have the wagon.
We
You
don't
didn't have the
wagon.
wagon.
No,
Yeah.
but did we bring anything that could help us?
I mean, what would you have that could help you?
I don't have like a dinghy back in Shadow
Quit
Shield.
playing with your dinghy.
I mean, at least like some sort of waterproof bag for our stuff or something like
You have a
that.
bag
we
of
just-
holding, right?
Can we just fill
Yeah.
like
Do you have a
Yeah.
bag of holding?
You guys
No.
can jump in the bag
a
of
water
holding
skin
and-
or a wine
Oh, you don't have a
skin
bag of holding. Never mind.
No.
No, I don't think we do.
filled with air or something?
Oh, whatever.
If a bag
Yeah,
of
I think
holding,
so.
we could get in it and somebody could swim us over there.
Also,
Yeah.
bag of holding has a new name in the remaster that I cannot remember. We talked about it literally
Yeah.
last
Let
week.
me
It's
look
like
it up.
We had
Holy
it.
pouch of spaciousness or something.
Really
It's
crazy.
a race. We're trying to find it. Remaster version is here.
I'm gonna craft some
Spacious
floaties.
pouch.
See, I told you, it's
Spacious
spacious
pouch.
pouch.
Which is
It's a terrible.
I feel like I
That's
have
so much
one of those
worse.
in real life.
I've been doing my best to like
Like,
adopt the
put all your stuff in there.
remastered terminology, and I'm keeping a bag of holding.
I mean,
Sorry.
Spacious pouch is not
Spacious pouch is not great.
Just call it the purse. Just put it in the purse.
I
Throw it
flicked
in a
him right
bag.
in his spacious pouch.
No.
hmm
Yeah, so
No?
do you guys want to try to lash together like a raft?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like just something to put our stuff on at least. Like,
We'll
Our
slash
bodies
you.
on.
Yeah.
Me
I'm
also.
fine.
Me also.
I am not.
Yeah,
You can push the raft.
You
We'll
two
swim
that
it.
jumped in the river are the ones that are good at swimming.
yeah, we'll swim it.
Those
The
of us
athlete?
calling for
I
the
have a
horses
spell that can make
are
me
not.
very good at swimming, but I don't know if it's going to last a half a mile.
So, who wants to lead? I'm going to say crafting and survival. It can be it'll be a downtime. Well, sorry, an exploration activity to craft a boat.
I help with survival.
Yeah, I can,
Let's do survival.
I
you
can
can
aid
make-
it as well.
So you will need. It'll be kind of we'll need phases in order to make it across here. I'm just going to make this up based on the rules of the game as I understand them.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm looking for 3 activities and checks. The first will be to gather materials, which will be survival. Second will be craft, which will be to get across. And the third will be athletics, or if anyone has anything around sailing or like watercraft, then that would be probably the most appropriate.
what a wonderful
out of
time for
nowhere,
Holman and Barnabas to show
Barnabas
up.
shows up.
What do we
say? What are we doing?
Gar.
Hoist
Did
the
you know that you
cross
can
that
make a
water,
boat
do you?
out of the water itself?
They're literally carrying a boat.
Why do you think it's
Oh,
called a
man.
watercraft?
Bring it with us.
everywhere we go.
I guess I'll look for the materials.
So who wants to lead? Who wants to kind of lead the activity? Who wants to assist on gathering materials?
I am trained in 0 of those skills.
Yeah,
I can,
I'm the
I
worst
can
at that.
assist in survival.
What's your survival?
Yeah.
I'm trained.
I'm
Plus
trained also.
+7.
Okay,
Also
let's
trained.
see. Go for it.
I'm a
Plus
All right, so-
11.
Trent's assisting. You all are level 5, right? Just kidding.
Why you keep doing that to us?
That's an 18 to assist, which is a fail, right?
No, I think in the remaster it's a pat. It's a
Is it 15
success.
now?
Yep. So that's a success. So you'll get a
Nice.
+1 on your check, Nikolai.
Okay.
I feel like we should go to something a little more happy than this music. Let's just pop over here a little bit. No big deal.
21.
Yep. So it's gonna take you.
Much happier.
What a like.
Making a boat.
Also,
About
Making a
making music.
boat.
I'm gonna say it takes you 4 hours to
Okay.
really. I mean, that seems pretty realistic. To like find the right things, cut it down, prep them as much as ready. I'm sure you all have rope, right?
Yes,
yeah, I
I
have
have
rope.
it.
oh,
I do
it's
have
so
that.
If you
loud.
don't have rope, you can't play this game anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and put
I don't
it out
have
there.
any. I don't have any rope.
It literally
you know
comes
what?
in your cat.
I have a climbing kit
Okay.
instead.
Mhm.
So
That's
you're
fine.
able,
I
to,
have
you're
rope.
able to use the rope. You get the
Yeah.
ropes ready. You get the logs ready. Who's gonna lead the craft check to build a boat?
Probably me.
Lucky. Who's assisting you in building a boat?
I don't know. Who's assisting me?
I don't have crafting.
I am untrained.
I guess it has to be me.
Can I
Well, I'm
use
untrained
fishing
too,
lore?
actually.
Are you?
Based on what I know
I'm
about
zero,
a boat?
so-
I will let fishing lore help with an assist.
Yes.
Amazing.
That seems fair.
Come on.
I will also potentially let fishing lore guide the boat. Fishing lore or athletics.
Jason, you have really
got
done
athletics.
work with that fishing lore.
I know.
Like,
Dude.
used
Which
in
is
a lot
also
of creative
funny.
ways.
Because you could go, and on some other campaigns, you could go an entire game never using
Never
that
using
profession
fishing lore.
fisherman.
Yeah.
I took. Well, I mean, like you said, we're friends of Glass Cannon, so I took fishing lore. I thought of Baron, like professional fisherman. He never, ever used it except that one time.
It's one of the things I really like about 1E to 2E Pathfinder is changing profession
Yeah.
to lore.
Yeah.
Lore.
It makes a lot, like, it's easy to unlock the door and be like, oh, I think you should be able to use a lore check to do this or to know that.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you got there, Jason?
The 16.
For the assist?
Yeah.
Yep, that's enough. That's a +1 to help you out, Lucky.
Hell
30.
Holy shit.
yeah.
Wow.
18.
Is that good?
Fail.
You just invented an outboard motor.
Yeah.
So this is a
It's like
success.
a beautiful boat.
So you
It's
get
a
it done in
sweet
like
bass boat.
you get it done in half the time. In 2 hours, you have a raft with
Don't
like
touch
a
his
little
boats.
compartment. And I even met some party
Don't
who's like,
touch
oh,
his
this is actually really sappy. So like we expose it to heat, that'll bring the sap out and seal it a little bit. And
I like perch the mobile or the collapsible stools we got on it, so we have
Yes.
seats.
Yeah, like
Lovely.
a fishing boat. Yeah.
Yeah.
you like have like you have areas where you can like strap your feet in for the rowers and everything.
There's a
cooler for
container
fish that
for
you
fish.
catch.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
All right.
I feel like all of us are just like sitting around while these two are like making
I'm
the
doing
world's most
absolutely
beautiful
nothing. I'm
boat.
just like looking up at the tower, like salivating.
so now remember,
excited.
it's Pathfinder, and
Hell yeah.
so I'm 100% treating this as a camp time activity.
Okay, cool.
Because I feel like that's one of the things in Pathfinder and Kingmaker that's really key is that the idea of the camaraderie and the fellowship around camping. And so with that, there actually is specifically a campfire activity called Tell Campfire Stories that if your successes give your allies bonuses on attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks during camp. So if you want to have told a story, you can tell a story and potentially set up a bonus if you want because I'll let the bonus carry over to the sailing. You want to tell a story that's just rousing and keeps people motivated?
Yeah, I want to tell a real story though, so let me see what I can think of.
Just tell the story of Master and Commander.
Yeah. And
No,
then,
to be
and then the
fair-
whole time the doctor turned out to be the captain.
No, or additionally, Ryan, if you want, there is also another amazing camp time activity called Relax. That is literally an activity you can take to, if you spend 2 hours relaxing, you then get a +1 bonus on your next check to resolve a camping activity.
That's also just another Zoolander reference.
Relax. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, I'll tell a story.
What do you tell?
I'm probably talking about this tower
Ooh.
and how I heard that the blue lights, and some of I'm going to make up just kind of like Jonas is kind of like, I imagine they're wisps
I mean,
or something like that.
You're a
but-
real storyteller. That's half
Yeah,
of
for
it.
sure. Yeah, no. So, I don't know, like, should we, I think what I've heard is that people come by during the day, they don't really see anything. It's like a tower, it's just really far out there. And I've just heard, this is like one of those times where it's like, well, how do people know if they get eaten up or swallowed by this big blue light that's carrying them over? Like, who was there to tell them? And I don't have a good answer for you, but maybe that's some sort of the wisps, like infect the people that go by and then they bring them back. It's some sort of mind control or something. I don't know. I've just been hearing all these weird things, and this is maybe me making up some kind of stuff. When I was telling you guys about the witch, like, and I was kind of having dreams about her, like, it wasn't anything more supernatural or anything. It was just kind of like, I think about stuff a lot, and I really get into it, and I just think there's something in there that's going to be cool.
Do you think it's going to eat you?
No, I don't think it's going to eat me at all. I think it's
Oh.
going to eat whoever's in the front, which is...
Oh, shit.
Ah, that's oh my
Yeah,
god.
so,
Ari's like listening and she's
yeah.
so scared.
But like, I think, so we can kind of tell what part of these stories are true or false. I was thinking that maybe we might have to be brave and kind of like go in there after dinner time.
You want to go at night?
I mean, not like all the way at night, but like when it's
Absolutely.
almost
like
night.
a nice dusk.
So by the time we come out, it's like after, after the club closes down.
Oh, okay.
Well, so what I will say is right now it's probably about 4 hours for gathering, 2 for the raft. You were there late morning. So it's probably like 5 o'clock. So it's kind of dinner time.
Yes.
And we haven't done a campfire scene in a
Yeah,
while.
not.
Do you want to cook something, Nikolai?
Yeah.
No, you're near a lake.
We have the chocolate now.
No, like, well, yes.
But
Chocolate covered fish.
but do you have a frost spell yet,
I
Nikolai?
don't have a frost spell.
I do.
Ah! I knew I liked this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to try
Can
to
we
make?
tag team?
Do you want to try to make? No,
Ice
you
cream?
don't need to. Yeah, do you want to try to make ice cream then?
Yes.
Because you've
Ari's
been
like,
researching
yes!
this. You've been researching this
Yeah.
recipe for a while.
You can make ice.
Oh yeah, very easy. And I just like stick my hand in the water and pull it out. It's
You
like a
got the
chunk of
chocolate?
ice around my hand.
Ari's like, do I? Like, pulls it out.
It's
Been
melted.
taking it everywhere with me. Hopes this would happen.
It's a little melty.
I hate ice cream.
Fish
Not even
is
gonna
much
address
more
that.
preferable.
I'll go catch
right.
a fish.
So this
Ari
is
will
going to
eat
take.
nothing else all night.
You have quite a bit of supplies. This is pretty simple. This is 2 basic, 1 special ingredients, which I know you have plenty
Yeah,
of.
I do.
All right. Here we go. Give me a. You have cooking lore, or you want to use survival?
Survival. I still
All
gotta
right, give me
use.
survival, and we'll see how this goes as you attempt. So you prepare a dinner. It's probably fine. It's not fish on a stick, but it's probably just fish,
Yeah.
and then there might come with it a dessert.
21.
It's the DC exactly.
Yes.
So, and Jane, you've decided this is your favorite meal.
It is my favorite meal.
So if this is your favorite meal,
It is both my and Ari's favorite meal.
you get a +1 status bonus to all lore checks made to recall knowledge,
Oh, cool.
That's badass.
which is going to be. Now,
Good
here's
thing
what
I
it
have
says.
art lore.
Normally a treat limited to areas where ice is abundant. This version of the recipe utilizes the ability to cast spells that cause cold damage to create a deliciously close approximation of ice cream while camping. When you use the cook meal special activity, you must cast at least 1 cold spell. So success. The eaters will receive a +1 status bonus on performance checks until their next daily preparations.
Amazing.
right.
because they're all hyped up on that sugar.
Good
Do I need to
job.
roll for the
So
spell?
it's
no,
dip
it's
and
a
knock.
fortitude
Nope.
save, so
Nope.
ice cream has to roll a save.
Is that just a cantrip? Or
just a
okay,
cantrip.
perfect. All right. well
Ari
then-
just starts doing backflips. So excited.
Got a +1 to that.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Help me row the boat.
All right.
She rose so fast.
Can
Going
we
to.
sing Row the Boat and
Yeah.
make it performance?
Yep. Row,
Yeah.
row,
Can we do
row
it in
the
a
boat.
round?
Yeah, we do
row,
that.
row.
And so I think you head out as dusk is coming. And I think the wind's kind of picking up as you get out on the lake. Let's see if Syrinscape can come in with the wind. Yeah, how's that?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
You know what's
good.
not realistic about it?
What?
After I have ice cream, I'm ready for a nap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
don't
fact.
go attack a tower.
Then you do the relax camp
The relax
activity.
activity.
All right, so who's going to helm this boat?
Pretty sure I am.
Yeah, it's not going to
Arthur.
be me.
Arthur, all right. And just athletics, pure strength to
Yep.
get you across. Who's
Yep.
going to assist Arthur on the boat?
I will.
Ooh.
I'm sitting directly in the
freaking
middle
athletic.
of the raft.
Did you hear that howling?
Your eyes are
boy out in
closed.
the
Yeah, I'm
woods.
just laying there.
What's your athletics?
+12.
Oh, yeah.
So roll for the assist first. Jen, are you trained in athletics or are you an expert?
He's
I am an expert in
expert, both of
athletics,
them.
and that's a 26.
Okay, so it's going to be a
Yeah.
+3 for you, Trent.
Hell yeah.
As you just have a very capable assist here.
I wasn't very good, but that's an 18.
With the +3.
Yes.
Nobody says shit when it's Trent.
Trent's gonna roll.
Still says Jane.
Yeah, just we should just go ahead and clip it and just gonna roll.
Yeah.
That we can be for anyone. All right, so you spend half an hour and you don't make as much progress as you'd like. You're kind of out in the lake, and as the wind is picking up,
I'm cramping from the ice cream.
along with it.
Right. We didn't wait an hour after we
Yeah.
ate.
Along with it, as the sun's going down, a storm is like starting to move in. The water is getting a little choppy as the wind's whipping across it. You can hear that lightning.
Oh, damn, it's the rain.
But I'm gonna need another check. You didn't make it across. And I think if
Another
you
assist?
stay out in this rain much longer, some of you might get fatigued.
Oh, no.
Can I use a spell to help us out?
What's the spell?
Gale blast or gust of wind?
You're not a sail. You're like paddling.
I was going to blow it behind us.
There's nothing to catch it. You don't have a sail.
I put it into the water.
We fly out of the water.
All right. So who's assisting Jane?
Who's assisting? Oh, I have to. do like the main one now. Arthur can't do it again.
Oh, yeah, I guess if Arthur can. So you're assisting.
Yeah,
Would you
I'm
roll for the
assisting. I have a
assist?
16 to assist.
Can I
Okay,
cast
it's a
guidance?
+1. No, because it's over a long enough period of time that guidance would wear off for it. But it's a good question.
Nice.
30.
All right. Winds picking up and
Starts
whipping.
catching it now.
He finally got that
Chipotle your
outboard
way.
motor going.
Now, the sun is starting to set. It's a little cloudy out, so it's definitely low light, unless anyone can pull light out to help.
Bing.
All right,
Halo's
Halo's
on.
on. Are the glow rocks coming on?
I think I tied mine into like a piece of leather so that I can put it around my neck.
Sure.
And I just take it out. Yeah.
Cool. So we got 2 sources of light. Anyone else rocking visible light?
You can take out
I
mine.
could hold the torch.
I do sort of feel like that's a trap to have us be immediately spotted by whatever's in the tower, but
It could
There's
be.
a submarine story with that. Transiting the Suez Canal, and the Cobb said, where all you guys wear glow sticks. There's seals in the sail protecting us from terrorists, but make yourselves visibly.
Sounds about right.
Jared, would you be so kind
Very
as to
accurate.
pass Ryan's miniature just down here with the group? It's right in front of your. Sorry, he's hiding. Perfect. Just someone put him down there. All right. So you all come up on the southern end. Let me kind of read you. Oh, you know what I have? I have my favorite thing in Pathfinder. I've got flavor text.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
It's difficult to tell where the lake ends and the island begins, as the island is surrounded by dense tangles of reeds, greenish scum that floats, well, normally on the still water, but now is churned and frothed up inside of the growth. A dilapidated pier extends from the island's southern shore, just barely out into the water. Talk to me about what you want to do.
Fucking shield out, sword out, and on.
So you also now have torch, like red torchlight, like John Wick style red light coming out of your sword.
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone? Talk to me, folks. What's going on here?
Shield up.
yeah, I'm going to pull my kukri out.
Yeah, weapons are definitely out.
Yeah, bow out. And I'm going to walk next to Junior since he's got that torch. And I just passed an encounter where I could have used fire
I'll get
to help.
I'll get Spike out too.
Oh,
Haven't seen Spike in a minute.
So we have six figures on the table now. It's a pretty big raft you had to build, Lucky. It's a good thing you're really good at it.
Yeah, good thing I rolled high.
All right, so
We
you
waited
dock
till
up.
we got to the other side to summon the
Yeah, we got.
centipede.
That's smart. Looking around, so your sword out, shield up, like
Yeah.
actively up.
Yep.
Ari, what are you doing?
I said kukri's out.
Yeah, what's your focus on?
I think just like perceiving around for any sort of like ambush or threat.
Sounds good, Ryan. What's
Actively looking for archaeological stuff, signs, letters, inscriptions,
sure.
people talking in the window.
Well, I mean, clearly there's. So I'll say, up the hill of this little island, it's about 40 feet tall of what's left of a tower.
Oh, wow.
This tower used to be even higher than that, but the ruins of the tower still stand 40 feet above the island. Nikolai, what are you doing? What's your focus?
Is the environment is it doable for me to do a survival check to see if like people traffic this area frequently or if this
Yes.
looks undisturbed?
Yep. And Lucky, what are you doing?
Just keeping an eye out. Just keeping an eye out. Nothing in particular. Just
All
being
right.
aware.
This seems pretty straightforward. So here's the deal, folks. Jason, you're checking the place out. What's your bonus? I got a roll for you already.
11.
Okay. A couple of things stand out to you. You do see, and this will be a fun one for anyone who's familiar with it, a lot of the island's undergrowth. You see I have a kind of a path on there. Basically, anything that isn't the path or the tower is covered in stinging nettles. Anyone who's ever dealt with nettles before knows that they fucking suck. However, in this case, Jason, you recognize them right away. They're not uncommon throughout the stolen lands, and essentially they're a hazard. They're a tier, like a level 1 hazard. If you're in them, they just get a reaction to try to sting you, and it can cause sickened. So
Shout
if you're
out
off
to
the path,
the goblin hideout.
yeah.
Hmm.
You. Let's see, Jane. What's your perception bonus?
8.
Okay.
Does anyone have a potion that would avoid second or anything?
Wow.
Sometimes you just pick those up along the way.
I have restoration. I can do that part.
We
Yeah.
did not stay long enough at the alchemist's hut to get anything useful.
So I will say here, Jane, you do notice that there is something weird just to the west side of the pier. An odd lump of foliage. North it's towards Ryan if you want to do a little compass.
I would imagine she's pretty jumpy about weird-looking foliage after yesterday's events.
Yeah, well, I don't know why.
So you said north is Ryanward?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's just sort of north of the pier on the west side of the path.
Okay. So I think she would kind of just like look back and be like, there's something on the west side of the path. Can I look at that more closely? Or is it just
horse.
like, it just seems a little weird?
My God.
So it's like 15, 20 feet away. You can stare at it, but if you want, like, you have to get closer to take a closer look, which you certainly can do. I just want to understand where you are. You want to go, like, walk up and look at it more?
Yeah. I'll go investigate a little bit.
Move your figure up the very carefully, laboriously drawn map.
Can I stick within 15 feet of her?
Yeah, 100%. You want to just kind of follow right behind?
How far up am I going?
Just 15 feet. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Now, if you go off the path, you'll have to deal with stinging nettle. But you can just walk up the path and get a closer look.
What
without
is the
getting,
path? Like
The path is
what I'm
that
looking
thing in
at.
the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I couldn't.
Ow. You know, I spent all this time drawing it. Nope, that's not the path. The path's the thing
What are
to,
you-
to the right of that. Do you see the path? No,
That's
Jane, it's
the
the thing in the
cliff.
middle that connects. That's the path.
Oh, well, that looks like stinging nettles to me.
No, everything else is that's like the rocky, uneven path.
Got it. Okay.
Got it.
Well, see, I thought that
Oh.
this looks like path. This looks like. Anyway,
No, the stuff on the edge is like incline.
gotcha. Okay.
All right, so you walk up and you get a better look at the need for you to roll initiative.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right, I
Remember
already
your
got my
initiative
initiative
thingy.
rolled.
Oh, yeah, I have my +2 on initiative.
What's that from? Oh, right.
My
the thing.
feet. My swag.
Is anybody scouting?
I mean, I think I didn't
yes.
say it expressly.
No,
but-
that feels fine. Someone was.
Okay.
All right, I've
Did I
got
change it?
initiative for whatever is out here waiting for all of you. As you folks have it, just start sharing it with me. What do you got?
23 for Ari.
23. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
13.
13 for Nikolai.
14.
Oh, it's easier for me to figure out where you two
13
go.
with a +11.
Jonas, where are you at?
Oh, God.
25.
Holy cow, lucky.
19.
Okay. So, Jonas, it's going to be you first who realizes that kind of right in front of Ari is this kind of mound that just starts moving like in a small, odd, shambly sort of way. And so let's,
Odd, shambly mound.
yeah, just put it right
Is he
here.
just going to yell, watch out, there's an odd shambly mound?
It
just looks like a-
shambling mound.
It just looks like a mass of plants,
Ah.
heaps of weeds, wet, rotting vegetation.
Like a smaller version of what we just fought.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, I'm going to.
So you see it move first before, like you see it like starting to twitch towards Ari before Ari is able to fully react.
Recall knowledge, nature check, +6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that seems fine. Alrighty. This is in fact a shambler.
Ah,
It's as I said,
explains all the shambling.
they're usually solitary creatures.
Explains the shambling.
It's usually solitary.
Usually solitary. They don't have much in the way of identifiable anatomy. They're tangles of parasitic vines that lash out at prey with their longest creepers intertwined together to deliver powerful blows, sometimes called shambling mounds. Now, success. What's your question? Since
Weakness,
this is-
please.
all right, I'll give you a weakness. Its weakness is no weakness, but I'll tell you this: it is as a resistance to fire.
Okay.
Hmm.
Deep down, that's not what I thought.
Well, it's so mulchy and wet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you have 2 actions left. You're standing out here on the
It's too
pier.
moist.
Yeah, in that case, I'm going to cast Frostbite.
Oh,
Please,
okay.
DC, basic fortitude, please.
Oh, basic fort. All right, here we go. Here we go. Critical fail.
Critical fails.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
On a critical failure, you take double damage, so we're going to go with...
This is awkward.
What's the worst that could happen?
5,000 damage.
16 damage.
That's not bad at all. All right, you freeze parts of it, little bits of its vines.
Snappy snap.
You said 16?
Awesome.
16.
I feel like
Crack
that's a
and fall
fun
off.
through line from you using your cold spell to make the ice cream.
Mhm.
You know, you're like,
Yeah.
so you had it ready to go.
Something, yeah. I should have tried the bon mot.
Yeah, maybe you could have hurt its feelings. All right, now it's
And then
turn.
just after that, I'd be like, Arthur, it's resistant to fire.
Well, shit.
All right, now on its turn. Sorry, I actually did miss something. As a part of it rolling initiative, it got an attack at Ari because of its ability. I even
How
highlighted
convenient.
Suspicious.
Hand off the chest piece.
Yeah. What?
it. Okay. Hey, look, just hear me out. I don't think it's going to be that wild. So you're off guard to this, Jane, and this is going to be 24 to hit.
An off guard is a -2 to my AC.
Correct.
That is a hit.
And
Okay.
I will use Liberating Step.
To step into the nettles.
Oh, okay. So this will reduce it by how much?
6.
Whose side are you on?
No, it's just funny.
So there's always a conversation of like, do you have your
Yeah, do I have
reaction?
my reaction
if
at the
combat hasn't
beginning?
started. I'm of the opinion
I'll let
yes,
you
you
rule
should.
it.
I think that's. I'm going to say that yes, you have your reaction until you've used it.
Once you roll initiative, it's like I'm ready to fight.
Well, this is technically before initiative that this
Oh,
attack
okay.
hits. But your shield was up, like you were braced and ready for combat. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That seems fair to me.
Okay.
So it's, you said it's reduced by how much again? Because
6.
I just talked and I forgot my own things. All right. Ooh, all right. That's good. 17 points of damage gets reduced by 6 to 11 points of damage, Jane.
Okay.
And then you can step if you would like.
Yeah, if you want to try to get a little bit away from it.
No, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. It's now its actual turn. So now it's gonna do that. Ooh. Who else within reach? You know what? It's gonna go ahead. It's gonna use Vine Lash, and it's gonna make a Vine Strike against each creature within its reach. Map only increasing after the attack rolls.
How far is its reach?
10 feet. So it'll pick up Arthur and Ari.
Nimble dodge.
All right. Big one is Ari. Little one is Arthur. Here we go. Ari coming out against you with Nimble Dodge. That's 23 to hit.
Just a hit.
Nice. Arthur against you. That is 30 to hit.
Miss? No, that's definitely a hit.
But
Just
not a
a
crit,
hit.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's roll some more damages. Ari coming in against you. That is going to be 14 points of damage.
Oof.
And then Trent coming in against you. That's going to be 16 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it has one action left. Its map's applied. But, I feel like it just needs to have fun, right? So I think it's going to just fine at you, Trent. Because I feel like, it's gonna be good with that. Third attack penalty here. That's going to be 16 to hit, which I'm sure is a miss.
Miss.
Ari, it's your turn. Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Alrighty. I mean, I gotta go for the trip.
Sure.
Out here tripping trees, tripping wolves.
Trip the tangle.
Tripping
Yep.
wolves out here.
Tripping
Yep.
marrow.
Just gonna try to tangle up some more weird tentacle-y roots and see how it goes.
And
So.
just knock them
Oh,
off.
that's a 27.
That's exactly
I think-
a hit.
Nice. So
So-
that thing gets prone.
Yep, and you gain Pernursh.
I gain Pernursh and
Pernursh.
yep.
Come on, what do you got?
Yeah. I
And it
get
falls
it.
down the side and into the water.
Yeah.
Lucky you're on
It's
deck.
weak to stinging nettles, actually, and it dies immediately. I'm gonna stab it with the kukri and not the finisher.
All right.
That is 17 to hit.
Okay, that will be a miss.
Okay, and then I'm gonna scramble out of the way of its grossness.
Okay, you gonna go up the trail further or back towards the group?
Back towards the group.
All right.
Conveniently back towards Nikolai the Healer.
Okay, so you run down the trail. Now, if you stop there, you'll go into the nettles. Otherwise, you have to run through Arthur to go into the pier. Your choice. You can deal with the nettles if you want to.
I'm just trying to get away from its 10-foot reach, and I can't really see if I'm that far.
No, you're still right next to it there.
I think you have to be behind me.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go behind Trent, so you can run.
That's the nettles?
No, that's the pier. That's the dock that you're
It's
on.
past the nettles.
Okay, cool. I'm there.
All right, so you run off there. Now, Lucky, it's your turn. You and Spike are back here on the raft
Yeah,
looking
I'm-
at this thing.
I'm going to do a recall knowledge also.
All right. Nature.
7.
7. Okay. Now it's currently flat-footed because off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got nothing on this.
Okay. I'm going to have Spike move up next to Ari on the pier
Okay, so Spike's going to run up next to Ari.
and create like a little 2-person wall.
Perfect.
And then I'll take a shot at it.
All right. It will have shit cover, but that's it.
Okay.
You got this.
24.
Oh yeah, that's totally a hit. And you'll get sneak attack damage because it is off guard because it just got knocked on its ass. Off guard is such a nice ability, or prone is such a nice thing to apply.
14 piercing damage.
Yeah, seems to all go through.
Okay, good. That's what
Yeah,
I was
this is
going to
not-
ask with my recall knowledge if I'd gotten it. So
Yeah, no, this is not its big sibling that you all dealt with
Yes.
yesterday. All right, Arthur, it's your turn.
Arthur's going to go up the trail here.
Yep, so you can 5-foot step up if you want, and that'll put you adjacent to where its base was. Yeah, up to you. So yeah, you can just walk up the trail more.
Yeah.
Trent was off mic saying that he's like, oh, I think I have to be here. Well,
Yeah.
whatever. You walk up the trail more since you're not 5 foot stepping anyway. It doesn't matter.
And I'm going to raise shield
Okay.
at the end of its turn anyway. I'm going to attack.
Okay. Walk, raise shield, swing down the sword. And you should roll the fire damage. It has resistance, but you don't know how much. You
Yeah.
still might do some.
Thousands.
That is 23.
That's a hit.
And let's see. I haven't
Would you swing
rolled
down?
damage on this guy
Was it
yet.
Demon's Demise?
yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, just make sure you use a separate color die for the fire so we know which one the fire is.
So we can negate it.
Very possibly. I just don't want to accidentally, if it's like only 3 fire damage or something, I don't want to take away from the
Yeah.
non-fire damage.
So 15 slashing
Okay.
and 3 fire.
15 goes through. Hey, nothing to scoff at. And shields up. Nikolai, it's your turn.
Are you hurt?
Yep.
Hurting bad.
Yeah.
So I'll take,
Yeah.
it's not good.
I am hurting
hurting
pretty bad. Yep.
How much damage you take?
A
lot.
A lot.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
going to step,
More than 30.
step up
Okay.
behind
And
you.
also, oh yeah.
So 10 feet.
Yep. Come up the pier right behind
Okay.
Ari.
And I'll do some battle medicine.
Nice.
Love me some battle medi.
Yeah, I'm a total
Always
of
forget.
25 points down.
Got it. So,
Oh, you did the cold shot at 25?
yeah. I mean, as a plus 12, so it's like,
Yeah.
I will say if I'm not.
Cool.
Otherwise,
That's
I
what I
always
figured.
am. Okay.
Most medics I
Um,
know are basically always calling the most efficient shot
Yeah.
because you want
Yeah.
the plus 10, 2d8 plus 10 right now. Yeah.
So it's 15
Nice.
damage.
Thank you.
Or healing, I mean.
Awesome.
So 1, 2, and then with my last action, I'll cast guidance on Ari.
On Ari.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay, Jonas, it's your turn. Back there on the raft, just looking up. Can you see this right now? Like the lightning strikes, just silhouetting the tower as this path leads snakes up to it, and this creature is just coming out of the undergrowth at you.
With
Can I get from where I'm standing? Can I move north through everybody and get in front of Ari, or is that I
That'll
have
be
25 feet
5,
of
10, 15, 20. 25 will put you right in front of Ari on the path.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cast Gust of Wind across just to the left of Arthur.
Yeah, sort of diagonally to the north,
and see if we can
northwest.
push this guy off the cliff for fun.
Just push him
Nice.
into the water. Okay.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. Talk to me about the save that you'll be making here.
The save that I'm going to talk to you about is a DC 20 Fortitude save.
All right.
Please. Roll low.
I almost did, but then I didn't. It critically succeeds.
You
get
roll
fun.
low, but then I didn't.
you get blown off into the
Yeah,
water.
I blow myself backwards off the water. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. That's it.
It's just like weird ejection mass. Okay, it's
Arthur's
turn.
hair whips in a very sexy way.
Yeah.
All right. It is going to stand up. Arthur, would you please stand it up? I do believe that it isn't going to flip. Yeah, that is the correct. It is then going to move itself down, kind of in between, not on the path, but sort of in between Spike and Arthur a little bit. Yeah, down closer to the rest of the group. It is then going to hit Jonas with a vine.
And this will be liberating step if it
I will
hits.
be dying.
Does a 19 hit?
The 19
Electricity.
just does hit, yes.
Okay. So you're
Liberating
going to
step.
take, is it 6 less, Trent?
Yes.
I always get this wrong. 6 less. Damn, that's a good roll. All
Do you have
right.
electricity?
Say again?
You have electricity?
I do.
I mean, it's wet. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
yeah.
might hurt
He
it.
said there was no weaknesses.
Oh.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
I guess I should have just said only I let you know resistance fire, but
Yeah,
I
it's
gave you a
all
little extra by accident, so you'll have to live with me for that.
Mhm.
All right, 22 minus 6. You're going to take 16 points of damage.
Got it.
And you can step if you would like to.
Yeah, you can move around.
I can't step anywhere unless I
Could
step
go
into the
diagonal
nettles.
backwards.
You
You
said
could step
16.
north.
You said 16
Yeah.
damage, right?
Yeah, you could step north further along the path and free up some adjacent
Yeah, I'm
space to
going
it.
to step one step towards Arthur.
Start
Okay.
working on flanking them, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's its whole turn though, because I mean, I'm sure you appreciate this, Jane, but like removing action economy from tripping is ridiculous.
So
All
good.
right,
I try
Ari,
to do it more when I'm at the top of the initiative, so it happens for all of you. but,
Sure, your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna run back up to it. And,
You're already adjacent to it because of where it moved.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. Well, I still have panache, so I'm just gonna stab it with the finisher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you are not flanking, so it's just full AC.
That is
It would be low light, but multiple of you have light sources that are illuminating it. Trent's sword.
a
Okay.
20 to hit.
That's a miss.
Damn it.
So you spend your finisher. So you still do
2 points of
automatic
damage,
2
yeah.
points of automatic damage.
Uh huh.
Nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna try to go ahead and slash it again.
Cool.
Do the
Worked
best we
before.
can here. Not bad. Wait,
Yeah, second attack penalty.
is it? Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. 23.
23?
Yes. I
That's a
rolled an
hit.
18.
Yeah.
So it's just a normal. Because then once, yeah, no finisher damage because
Because you just
That
used
one
that in the
missed,
last
yeah.
one.
right. 11 points of damage.
Hey, nothing to scoff at. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna try to back up a little bit again.
Okay. You could back up 2 and go behind Nikolai.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go behind Nikolai a little bit.
Okay, so you'll pop back there behind Nikolai. Lucky, it's your turn. Who Ari just ran back to you.
Like, what's up, Lucky?
Yeah, this is the good place to be. The safe place. Safest place.
I feel like that thing could take me out in one swoop.
I mean, if it gets to, you see where it can attack basically any and everyone in range.
Yeah.
And it's really trying to stick itself in there.
Spike's gonna bite it.
Fuck yeah, Spike.
Let's go, Spike.
Now, Spike is not flanking it because Arthur's off by 5 feet. But if Arthur steps into, that's still in the path enough.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
That's path adjacent. If it includes the path at any point, it's in the path.
Okay.
Just difficult terrain. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Spike rolled a natural one.
Oh
Nice
no.
job, Spike.
Damn, dog.
But can you step into difficult terrain?
Wow, this is
No.
awkward.
I would say that it's leaving. You can step into, but not out of.
Okay.
That's been always mine is into, not out of. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Melee crit fumble on Spike. You trigger reactions as if you'd used a move action.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Great. And then I'm gonna take a shot at it.
Cool.
22.
That's a hit. Not flat-footed though, so just normal damage.
4 damage.
Hey, it counts. All goes through.
And
Nothing to mess with.
I'll try one more recall knowledge.
All right.
Or can I use the same?
Yeah, because it's just action economy. It's not
Okay. I just didn't know if I could use the same.
totally can. Not get nothing out of it this
Okay.
time.
That's it.
All right, Arthur, it's your turn. Yeah, it's something I like about making it action economy. You're like, sure, if you want to spend your actions on your turn doing it, go ahead.
I'm going to step up.
So you'll step down in
so
5
I'm
feet.
flanking with Spike there. One
Yeah, just
to
right
the
there.
east,
Yeah,
in the
'cause you're-
nettles.
No, so that's because I'm saying if the path goes through any part of the square,
Got it.
if it
got
doesn't cover the whole
got it.
square, it's difficult terrain to
Cool,
move
cool.
on it.
Oh, got it.
But if the path's on any part of the square, you can avoid the nettles. You just have
Got
to
it.
difficult terrain. Step carefully.
and I'm going to raise shield and then attack.
Sure. Just keep that shit
Ooh,
up.
that's going to be a miss.
Oh no! I guess I've not been handing out a lot of patches.
It's a
Kind of burned
14.
through them. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Nikolai.
Nikolai will activate the stag's helm, making
Moving
the target flat-footed.
Oh, nice. Just to you, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then I'll shoot at it.
Bow.
Bow.
Now this is within 30 feet, but you've got the blessing, right? Or you've got the.
I have point-blank shot.
Isn't that a stance you have to enter with an action? If it's a stance, you have to spend
that's
an
right,
action
yeah.
entering it.
Do I?
Did
You never
lose
told me the
blessing?
blessing didn't go away.
Then it's still on.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I did give you a blessing of
Yeah, you did.
Erastil.
Mm-hmm. A boon.
What is that?
Yes.
You're
Is Jason just hot as hell
fire.
today?
Make it sick. Make it sick.
Yeah.
It's sick
Make
in
it throw
12.
up.
Sicken that plant.
All right.
The target grows a mouth.
And you shoot it.
And you
1.
Okay. Literally, the thing on top is deep wound. The target is sickened 3.
No way.
You just saw me shuffle and flip
Yeah.
it.
Just saw you shuffle.
That's
awesome.
so funny.
So I always
That's
shuffle.
amazing.
Because it's funny to have the same thing come up when it's
Yeah.
random. All right, so it's sickened 3, which is huge.
Yeah.
And crit damage.
26 points of damage.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. That's right. Oh, yeah. Bows slap on crits. I always forget
Yeah, they get
that.
the 1d10 extra.
Yeah. So 26, you said?
Yeah.
That's a lot. 70, 80.
And then
Okay, it's not one hit, but it's looking bad.
I'm gonna divine lance it for my next 2 actions. Just to
Shit.
switch
Wait,
things
wait,
up.
wait.
That's
Is it an
cool.
action to activate the stag's helm?
It's free action.
Fuck yes. Okay.
Wow.
And you can use that once an hour
Miss.
because you're actually a Worship of
Once an hour,
Erastil.
yeah.
Mhm.
Miss on the divine lance.
Are you sure? Its AC is a lot lower right now.
11.
Okay, it's not that low, but it was much lower. It was worth asking. All right, Jonas, it is sickened and right next to you.
Jonas is going to move 2 squares to the north, 2 squares past Arthur.
Okay,
so like
running
10
up the
feet.
trail.
Yeah, boom, boom, right there. I'm going to turn around, raise my staff, collecting lightning from the clouds above, and
Sick.
please give me a reflex save for fun. And roll as low as you'd like.
Okay. Yeah,
Even
18.
lower than you might
18's fails. This is going to be 2d12 electrical damage. That's going to be 17 electrical damage and 7 sonic.
Dang.
Okay, so the sonic all goes through. However, as the electricity hits it, its whole body starts vibrating.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
As
I
it,
fucking knew it. I knew this.
and it is going to gain temporary HP
No.
and become quickened.
Well, that didn't go well.
No,
That's the worst part of being a spellcaster is you're
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm going to do this thing.
and the thing was is that I've played a shambling mound years ago, and I was like, I think there's something about it that's good, like electrical, but it's not technically
It
a
didn't take
weakness, so
any
I
damage?
prefer it. Yeah, sonic damage. Yeah, 7 sonic.
I didn't take any of the electrical damage.
Nope, it's immune to electricity, and it gives it temp HP and quickens it.
Wow.
That's all right. We're still going to kick its ass.
Oh, because he told me no weaknesses.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah,
say
it's a
immunity.
strength.
Resistance fire didn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
immunity.
Yeah.
And I gave
just
you one of the
figured
two. I
its
was like,
lowest
no, yeah,
roll.
yeah.
I texted you. I said, I bet its lowest roll is reflex.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Thinking like lightning might work.
Yeah.
its lowest roll is reflex.
Hey,
You're right.
look
No,
at
no,
that.
no, for sure.
All right.
And
Now
it even failed to save.
Yep, it's its turn. Now, who all is within 10 feet of this? Spike is, Nikolai, and Arthur, I think, because Ari just got out of 10 feet with that move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of smart sportsmanship there from Jane. All right, it's
Cowardice, but it's fine.
we're going to use Vine Leash. So we'll say this one is for Nikolai, red is for Nikolai, purple is for Spike, boulder size one is for Arthur. In BD. Now, courtesy of that sickened 3, that's going to have a big effect here. So we'll start with Arthur. To you, that is a 25 to hit.
That is a hit, and I'm going to use the reaction for myself.
Can you do that to yourself?
I mean, for the
Oh,
blocking
yes,
with the
got it.
shield.
Oh, yeah.
Spike is going to be 26.
Yep.
Not a crit, though, I bet.
No.
And then Nikolai, you might get out of this free with a 17.
Miss.
Nice.
The sickened is huge.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll some damage then. Let's start with you, Trent. Okay, that's not amazing on my part. That'll be 15 before reduced. So 15 goes,
So 8.
and then it's, so your shield isn't even broken.
No, just some damage on it. Yeah.
And Spike, ooh, I rolled better against Spike. 18 damage to Spike. But Spike's probably still
Roger.
fine. Well,
Yeah.
Spike / Lucky.
Yeah,
Splucky.
we're still up. Splucky.
It has one regular action left and one quickened action.
Like.
However, it can only use its extra action to stride, strike, or swim. So I think it will just double down. It's going to come for you again, Arthur.
Coward.
Second attack. Me 22 to hit.
Ooh, that is right on my AC.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're so upset about that, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just, it's the worst. Because that was, 25 reduced by 3, 22. Okay, that'll be 16 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's its whole turn. It likes where it is. Actually, no, it does have a free movement. So it's going to kind of move down in right next to Spike. just sort of like menacing down onto the pier, trying to get closer. Ari, it's your turn.
Is this still like at all up on the side of a cliff, or is it pretty much like flat?
It's not so much a cliff as it is like a rise, kind of like like a shitty beach. Like
And
a
there's
really
water
steep
around
beach.
us?
Yes. So basically, that cross-hatched area is like an incline, and then this is all water.
Okay.
So if you take a 5-foot step forward, you are adjacent to it, though.
Yeah. Then take a 5-foot step forward, and I'm going to try to push it off the side.
Now you can only push it away from you, which would push it just onto land more, because it'll push it northeast, which is onto land.
Then I'm going to try to trip it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
And tripping is against reflex DC, right?
It is.
Yeah, which is
its
probably better
weakest
anyway.
save.
I just want this thing to get out of my face. Oh, well, that sucks. That's a 13.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah. Can I try the same thing back to back?
Yeah, you also have a -5 on this because it's multiple
Yeah,
attack
because it'll be
penalty.
like the second attack. I think I'm still going to try to do that. I think it's still
Yeah.
more beneficial than trying to hit it.
I mean, it's not great with how sickened it is.
21.
Because it's sickened, yeah, that works.
Amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, even if it wasn't sickened, then we're done. So you, bam, get your panache back.
Amazing.
And it's off guard again. That's your whole turn.
Yep.
Lucky, this thing is right in front of you.
All right, Spike's going to go again.
Go,
Time for some
Spike.
redemption, Spike. Come on.
A redemption spike.
Yeah, that's way better. 28.
Oh, that's a hit. Actually, give me 1 second. That might be a crit. 22, 3. That's a crit.
Yay! Made up for it.
I feel like we've had like 3 sessions where your dice have been so cold, Jared, and I feel like they're finally coming back.
I rolled that, and when I pushed it to see what it was, it turned, so I'm going to
Oh.
re-roll it.
That's fair. I appreciate your honesty. Oh, got a little peek. Doing math.
18 damage.
Oh, you beat me to the terrible math button. 18 damage. Go Spike. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Turns out he likes to eat plants. So.
I'm a fucking vegetarian and I'm scared of him.
I'll have him attack again. Why not?
Yeah.
That is an 18.
Because of sickened
Yes.
and off guard, that hits.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Spike is just going out to dinner here.
9
Second
more
card. Nice
damage.
job, bro.
It's looking potentially 1 hit.
Nice.
Sure, let's try.
You have Spike go for it.
Yeah.
Give him
why
the
not?
glory. Come on, natty 20.
13.
All right,
To
not a hit.
Spike goes the glory.
All right, Arthur.
Arthur's going to lay on hands himself
Sure.
to get some healing. I don't think that AC bonus applies if you do it to yourself, right?
I don't know.
I don't think it does.
I mean, I'm cool with you having a lower AC.
Yeah. He will walk down and attack it.
Sure. Steps down, swings. You got this. You can hit, right?
Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Please.
Right.
Yeah, it's been
Right?
really bad for a few sessions. That is a 14.
That's a miss. You
Yeah.
have 1 action. No, that's it.
That's it.
Always
Nikolai.
sucks.
Nikolai
Kill it.
Nikolai Jokic.
reach out and touch the little
Faith?
shambler.
Oh.
Okay.
Reach out and touch Faith, yeah.
And
And I need you to give me a will save, please.
All right. It's How do you feel about 33?
Dang.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's really annoying when you do that.
Yeah.
I rolled really
It's
well
so
there.
annoying.
Okay.
Spellcaster is still the best, but it's just
When
like
they just crush your
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a
when they-
19.
Yeah.
That makes you feel
Yeah,
better.
when
Yeah.
you crit succeed, it's like, well, fuck that.
Yeah.
All right.
I do
Joan,
think-
minus one
Because I'll
slot.
go jump
Yeah.
off this cliff.
you have an action left. You want to use it?
That's
To
a
run away.
14, Will.
You just want to shoot down in its face?
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
want
a
to back
good
up.
will.
We,
I'm-
Okay. You
you are
back up.
flanking it.
Jonas, it's your turn.
reflex save, please.
13.
Okay.
Where was
Did you
that at?
strike it again?
So I'm scattering scree. This is going to be bludgeoning damage, just
Badass.
like
Oh, cool.
rocks.
Okay.
So this is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage.
8. Okay. It's barely
Oh
alive.
my god.
Do you have anything left? You got 1 action.
I got 1 action to. I'm gonna bon mot.
What
I
language?
can't think of anything.
Fucking
Gonna
stupid
do this one in Fey.
tentacles.
What language is Fey?
What language
just
is Fey?
It's just Fey.
It's just Fey? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either that or Elven.
I forgot that Nikolai speaks Fey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Faye also.
And then I'm going
The
to.
player's guide's like, it might come in handy.
Yeah.
I want to say something funny about like lightning striking, but I can't think of anything good, so I'm just gonna roll the dice for fun.
Okay.
Have you been using Quickened?
29.
It just
Is that-
only
Or
extra
31.
movement.
Oh,
And I have, yes.
31.
Okay. It succeeds. So what happens?
It's -3 to will and -3 to perception until it makes a retort using an audible trait as well.
Amazing.
While it can understand languages, it can't speak.
Yep.
So it's
So it's just
stuck.
like that forever.
So it's distracted,
Yeah, it's
essentially distracted. So it's -3 will. Yeah.
All right,
Exactly.
so it's going to
That's
stand
exactly.
up, and it's going to stand up, and then it's going to vine lash, and that's going to hit Ari, Spike, and Arthur.
Nimble dodge.
Ari, Spike, Arthur. Okay, Ari, that's going to be 24 to hit.
What?
Liberating
It's-
step.
Spike, that's going to be 17 to hit.
Yes.
Arthur, that's going to be 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so liberating strike on Ari.
Yep.
Let's rock through this.
Liberating strike.
Sorry, liberating step.
I attack
Okay,
Ari.
Ari, you're going to take, before liberating step, you're going to take 12, so that becomes 5 points of damage.
6.
12 minus 7.
6.
Oh, 12 minus 6, and that was minus 7. It's your shield's at 7.
Yeah.
Okay, Trent, you're going to take 21 points of damage.
Ow.
And then that's its whole turn.
Okay. We're fine.
Ari, it's right there.
All right, Ari's gonna.
You have panache.
Just looking at bomb
Ari's
knots.
gonna finisher strike the
Confident finisher.
shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. What is my 23 to hit?
That's a hit.
Yes.
Roll.
Hold on, I
that
wasn't ready.
damage.
I didn't think I was gonna hit. 21 points of damage.
It's dead. Tune in next week to find out what the island holds.
That's fucking awesome.
I need healing. The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.